Alrighty, perfect. So I guess today we're doing a lot of role playing. Well, I guess I'll just read the instructions, I guess. So for this week, we're going to be discussing the Top Chems Vice President compensation plan, basically. And so we need we have 5 roles that have to be filled. So we have 2 girl roles. We have Sid Noble, who's the head of the research department, and then Ruth Gibson, who's a team representative. And then we have Miles Haddock, who's the CFO, Gus Teller, corporate head of training, Bill Purcell, who's the team leader for polymers. So who wants to have which role?
I'll be Gus.
Okay.
I can be, what was her name, Ruth?
Yeah, Ruth Gibson, team
And
representative.
I'll be
Sure.
Sue.
So there, I guess there's just Miles and Bill. I can take whatever one you don't want to take. I think it was Blake, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just be the team leader for polymers, and you can be the CFO if that's okay.
That works.
Okay. So it says the students should have read the unpopular pay plan and reviewed the many different individuals. But now that they know which role they will actually be playing, they will have to have more incentive to really understand that person's point of view. So for about 10 minutes or 5 minutes, so more likely 5 minutes, we have to review the perspective of the person they've been assigned for each case. So that way we can act out the characters. So I guess we'll spend a few.
Wait, I think I'm Sid, right?
Yeah, it's Sid.
Okay.
I have to go over what all of them are anyway.
Has he given us a score yet on our doohickey?
No, not yet. Did he just email it to you last time, or did he add it in iLearn first?
He emailed it to me, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything from him.
We have 2 more, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he hasn't emailed me the doohickey yet. All right, just let me know when you guys are ready.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm good. So.
Okay, sounds good. I just had to read what my person is. It's been a few days. Okay, cool. So who, I'm assuming it's Miles that starts off the meeting, I guess, so to speak.
Oh,
That, I think that's right. Hold on.
So are we supposed to like read what our character says, or just get an idea of what they want and just like make up stuff
I guess we can just get an idea of what,
they like?
what they're like and try and fulfill each thing, which is kind of weird because they don't have the main guy, the CEO, who's presenting the idea, but that's okay. Let's see. So I know that for so I'll just role play my dude, I guess. We just want to fire everyone. So we're hiring on way too many people and we just need to make cuts. So that way we can save money that way.
I agree. As Gilbert, because the plan that's in place, like, we have to figure out who's going to pay for it. Because if gas prices and everything goes up, then everyone's going to suffer. And so we have to think financially of how we're going to be able to afford plans. And if people get bonuses, if we're successful, we should also take them away because like that's what happens to upper management. As the CFO, we're based on our pay is based on the performance up to 60%. And so if we do good, we get more, but if we do bad, I get a cut. And so everyone else should get like a dock and pay to help the company financially. So I agree. That's one way to do it.
Anybody else have any say on what should go on for the new compensation plan?
Ruth says, or she thinks that the whole team as a whole should be like they should work together and that the pay should be tied to that. So if the team improves, then the pay should improve. So pay and improvement should be together.
Yeah, I agree. I'm Gus, and I agree. I think that if the pay of everyone is tied to the company, then we're gonna work a lot harder because we know that our pay is tied directly to it. And if I see someone struggling, I know that their weakness affects my paycheck, so I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna lift them up, lift where you stand. And I think that someone from Roost's team
disagrees.
if someone from Roost's team invites someone from the the plastics team out for a beer, they can discuss what they need to improve on, you know. So we should just
but no one wants to have a conversation while having beers about how their wife is, talking about, the casual stuff and then getting into business right away. No one wants to do that. I mean, come on.
Plus, how are we supposed to attract the people that will make us more productive as far as scientifically? Because if we don't have the best scientists, how are we going to keep our edge? And if they feel like they're being threatened because their pay is relied on a team effort, they're not going to want to be hired on to this company. They're going to go somewhere else where they get bonuses for their individual efforts in helping the company be successful.
That's very true. We could go out for a beer and then try to talk about the scientific improvements of the company.
Well done, guys. Okay, I think that's good. I think we've had enough.
Wait, Michaela, who are you? I completely forgot who you're. Oh.
Cool. Well, hopefully none of us have to survive as actors or actresses.
Well, I did pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, Jake did good.
Spot on. It's all about the money. So.
So now we need to brainstorm actual ideas as to what would actually be successful, or at least what we would think would be successful.
I don't know about you guys.
I
I felt like they pretty much grilled his plan. Like I felt like all the arguments to not implement the plan were stronger. That's how I felt.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think personally that having a plan where they have like a base pay, but then they can earn bonuses, because someone talked about doing the gain staying plan or something, one of the experts. I think that would be a good idea, just because then people don't feel threatened as far as their pay goes, especially when implementing a new system. People may feel threatened that there's variability instead of just earning extra based on your base pay.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think there should be some sort of base pay with, I guess, some sort of bonus.
That's what I was thinking too, because I thought it would be the best option, because then everyone's guaranteed their pay, at least some of it, and then depending on how well you do, like, I don't know. I thought that was fair, like the fairest way, I guess. But,
Yeah,
I think it
thought
gives
maybe-
incentives for people to do better too,
like in
Yeah.
bonus or whatever.
I think there should be a base pay, and then the extra variable pay should be tied to the department, not the individual. So
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask.
department's doing really good, and that department should get paid more.
Because that can tie in the team aspect that Ruth's
Yeah.
wanting,
It's like
but you still get the bonuses. And yeah, that would be good.
And competition's good. If certain departments are making more, the other departments are obviously going to start making changes.
Yeah. It gives that edge of competition even within the company to try to be the best one to get the bonuses. Competitive aspect to be the best and to work harder.
I guess. Sorry, we can keep going if you want to. Were you gonna say something, Jake?
Oh, no, you're good. Sorry, I'm just stopping.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, where I work at right now, like, I work on a sod farm, and so, like, depending how well we do throughout the year, like, I get paid every 2 weeks or whatever, and then we have a Christmas party, and depending on how much we sold throughout the year, I'll get a Christmas bonus, like, based off of that, and like, each of our, like, the guy I work for owns that and a farm, and depending on, like, how well each company does, like, they'll get that pay. So, like, if the farm does really bad, they're not going to get that much of a bonus. And so, like, it's good and it makes sense if your branch does good, but if your branch does bad, then it's like, well, what the heck? Like, I worked hard throughout the whole year, and now I don't get, like, a bonus, if that makes sense. Kind of like on the flip side of what we're talking about, like it's good and everyone's happy if they're doing good, but if they're doing bad, then, like, I would be ticked and, like, well, what the heck? Like, I still work hard, just as hard as they do, but I don't get the extra pay. Like, and so I could see where it would raise some issues with the people that don't do well. And so you might have to do something to help ease those pains, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so more as a company, like if the company overall benefits or makes a surplus, let's say, then everyone gets a bonus on top of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, that's one way to do it too, but then I don't know. I mean, kind of what I got from it was, like, no matter what you do, like, someone's not going to be happy with how it's distributed. And so it's like, when is it okay to say, well, too bad, so sad, like, you guys just need to work harder? And then when is it okay to say, well, hey, everyone's going to get a pay cut because the company as a whole didn't do well? I guess. I don't know.
Well, and I feel like companies or managers don't really tell all the employees what they're going to get, right? Like, I make my, I don't know, I make my, like, $13 an hour at the nursing facility. I guess it doesn't really apply because I'm not on salary, but, like, if one nurse gets a huge bonus, like, I don't think she goes around telling the other nurses. They just get their hourly rate and they're happy, and they don't really know if the other nurses are getting more, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I was like, well, that would suck if you're on the bad side of the deal, like, but I guess, like, for you, Jake, like, I mean, you wouldn't know kind of like what you're saying. You wouldn't know what people get as their bonus.
Yeah, as long as they're not like, obviously, I mean, if he was like, all right, we're not gonna pay you this month, you know, like I'd be like, what the heck?
Yeah. It's like, what the crap? So
I
base
know
pay for sure. Like,
one of the dental offices that I worked for, we got bonuses based off of production numbers. So how much that, I guess, office, so to speak. So there were 6 doctors there. And so depending on how each team did, they would get compensation based on that doctor. So if one doctor did really, really good, then that team would get bonuses based off of how they did as a performance, which was kind of interesting. But if the whole office, succeeded all those production numbers, so the whole entire company did well, then there was a bonus on top of it. So there was like a team goal, and then there were company goals. And if the company goals were fulfilled, then everyone got bonuses. But then if the teams fulfilled their numbers or their goals, then those teams specifically got bonuses, which I thought was kind of interesting. So you could get double bonuses if everyone
does good.
Yeah.
I like that if the company does good, you get one bonus, and if your department leads or whatever, then you get another bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know.
I think that would be good too, because you can have the team one not be as much as if the company did well, because the team one is more individual based, so it doesn't have to be as big as the company bonus that you might get, but it's still another bonus that people can work for.
Yeah. Have any of you guys had a job where you had to do just commission, like it was just commission based, like sales or anything?
I would suck
No.
at it. I try to avoid them. Well, okay, so I guess I did once. It was for Farmers Insurance. We had to call other, like, the Farmers Insurance, like, employees and tell them that they had to buy, like, this, not like an app, but like this program that you could use to, like, text their clients and stuff. And it was, like, really cool and stuff. And so me and my wife both worked there for like a week. And that first week, you didn't get paid. All you got paid was for your commissions, like for each sale you did or whatever. And we didn't sell anything between the two of us. And so it sucked. And I hated it, so I quit. I went to lunch on Friday, and I never went back. I said, forget it. Like, they didn't pay me anything. I didn't lose anything. They didn't lose anything. So, yeah, it sucked. I can't do jobs like that. But that's just me.
I know, I couldn't do that either. I actually signed like 3 different times to go out and sell with pest control and security systems, and I backed out every time. One time I bought my plane ticket to go to Baltimore, Maryland, and I backed out.
Well, I did sales 2 years in a row, and it was interesting. Like, it's good, but it's freaking stressful when that's all the money that you get. Especially there's some days where you don't make any money, and those are really demotivating. So the worst. But so I guess that whole idea was just to generate some ideas. Now we have to go into more depth about whether, if it was specifically company based, so you have a base pay and then a bonus. How would we divvy that out? Like, would we have like a large base pay and then a small commission based, or would most of it be commission based and then small base pay? And I guess what would be the positives and negatives? What would be better? I guess we're trying to go in that direction. What would be more incentive or not?
I think having a large base pay is more important because of the security that your employees will feel. I mean, if they want to work for those smaller incentives, I feel like then they can do that and get those smaller bonuses. But I feel like having that bigger base pay makes them feel more secure and feel like they can be okay if they don't get the bonus.
I agree.
think-
I
I
think
think
that
it's
way, if
both
they
that
miss
make
out on
sense.
that, they're fine. Well, like if they miss out on the bonus, they're not like missing out on a huge chunk of money, and like they can keep going. So it's better. I agree.
I think it should be like dependent on the job. So it's not just everyone. It's the same, because there's some jobs that do have a huge influence on sales, and there's other jobs that don't. Like the HR manager, she just does her job in her office every day. If sales are down, it's not her fault. But like a salesman, like when you went out and sold, I'm pretty sure you got pure commission because whether you sold or not was directly related on your skills and going door to door. So maybe there's some jobs in the company that they have, if they work harder, the company does make more because they got more sales. So maybe there should be more heavy on the commission side, which motivates them to work harder. But if like the admissions lady or the receptionist is commission based when she's just, you know, like working at the desk, that doesn't really influence her at all.
I would say get rid of commission just because I hate commission. But it's like, but I mean, what Jake was saying makes sense. Like, I think the salespeople would be like kind of solely, maybe not all the way on commission, but like maybe 50%. Whereas everyone else, they could be like 70, 80% just like on base pay. And then you get 20 or 30%. You know, you could do like 10 or 15% for the company and 10, 15 for like their division or whatever. But kind of like what Michaela was saying, that they need to feel, the workers need to feel confident that like they'll have enough money coming in that they won't be affected if their, you know, if their stuff doesn't work out as good. But
So for, I guess, so we have the sales department. What about like the senior sales executives, juniors? Should they all be on the same pay schedule then, or same commission versus salary base, or should the salary be higher for the seniors more than the entry level guys? Does that make sense?
I think it should be,
Or should it be a higher incentive for the seniors or vice versa? Or
I think it should be based off your performance. Like, if you're getting to a senior position, I think you should be one of the better salesmen. So, I don't know. I mean, I'd say, I don't know. Because if you have it, maybe it's all the same, because then you have the new guys that come in and like are terrible salesmen, and then you can weed those guys out. I don't know. How did they do it when you sold in the summer? Like, does everyone get the same, or like the
no, not everyone gets the same. So you have like your entry level first year people, depending on where you go. I've done alarms and pest control, so they're both different in each aspect. But for the most part, you'll get a pretty base commission. So whether it's 15% or 20%, and then if you are continuing the next year, then you get, 30%. And then sometimes you'll get overrides off of people too. So you'll make money off of people you recruit. So being higher up, the more people that you have under you, you make money off of them. Does that make sense? So if I was like the manager of the entire team and my whole team did really well, I could get 2% off of all the sales that my team did. And then the regionals above that normally just make commission off of how much the region makes, period. So they go through, they visit the different teams, and their job is to kind of motivate those people so that way they can go and sell more, and then they make commission off of whatever they make.
Is that like the pyramid scheme or whatever they call those?
It is a pyramid scheme.
It is.
Or whatever it is. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, no, that's what it's called.
Okay.
No, that's it.
So that's how they do it. So
What company was that? The pest control.
pest control, I did it with White Knight, which I would not recommend.
Yeah, I remember Altera was trying to get me. They offered me 45% my first year.
Yeah, they do a high percentage right off the bat, but if you don't make a certain quota, then you get screwed hardcore. Like they don't cover your rent expenses,
That's true.
and then it drops significantly.
Yeah, so if you don't sell anything, then you have like a $3,000 housing fee you have to pay them for the apartment.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah, that's
So I guess the question remains then. So if you were the senior, the team leader of that sales department, should they get more money off of commission? Should more of it be off commission, or should they have a larger base pay instead?
I think they should have a larger base pay. I think as you get up in management and your role is more important and you make more money, more of it should be base pay.
That's what I was thinking too, just because if you think about it, management is a higher up position, and so they shouldn't have as much of a variable in their
More
pay
security.
that they're guaranteed. Yeah.
Because that's why you're working so hard to get up to the rank so that you have way more security and you're getting paid regardless if you work hard. No, I'm just kidding. But that's kind of how it is. I mean, like their jobs are way more secure. Once they get in there, like they're not the ones going door to door. Like the regionals kind of just sit in the office and recruit. They're not going door to door selling anymore.
And I would assume just that those people that have deserved those management positions or the higher up positions were obviously really good at what they did, I guess. So if they most off commission from the front, then they would just progress up for security. If it was the opposite, if they had a larger commission base, would that be more motivating or less motivating than having a larger base pay?
I feel like it'd be less motivating in part because when you're think about upper management, you're getting to people who are older too and who start thinking about retirement and like preparing for retirement, even if they're not like super close. So having not as much security, they don't know how much they're going to be able to put away each month for retirement. And so that can be stressful on them because they're trying to get a certain amount each month or something.
See, I was going to say it could be more motivating because if you get more of a base pay as a salesman, I think you could get complacent. Just kind of say, oh, well, it's coming in anyways. But if you have someone that's saying, well, I need to go out and contact people and work them and get sales, like the company I think would do better, but I couldn't do it. I can't do commission. So
Yeah, I think commission will always motivate you more because it's just it's like a variable. The harder you work, the more you get paid. But so many high management positions aren't commission, like heavy commission. They're just high salary. So they would have like trouble hiring. I think getting workers. There would be a high turnover rate. Once they see other companies, I could work for here and get like just all base pay rather than commission. I think it would be hard to get high management people in there.
yeah. See, I was thinking like politics wise, maybe. So like you have the new people that are coming in and they're like, I want to change this and do this and work at it, and they try to do it, but then there's people that have been there for like years and years and years and they're like, oh yeah, I want to do it, and then they never do anything. I mean, I know it's a little different and stuff, but I'm like, me, I'd be like, I want my workers to get the most out of it, and so I'm like, you need to keep going and keep doing it. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would be more motivated to do it on commission. Or like, I don't know. Yeah, it would suck though.
So I guess here's a thought and I don't know if this is right or not. So the difference between the top and the bottom, so the senior versus, let's just say, an entry level, is maybe at the entry level, it's 50-50. So half of your money you get is off of commission, and then the other half is a base pay. So you have a set base pay. Let's just say, let's make it really easy. So $30,000 for base pay, and then however much you make off of, well, I don't know. Maybe that's not making sense. Maybe your commission just goes up, like percentage that, like a cut that you get, and your base pay slowly goes up, I guess, by like 5,000. I don't know if that's making sense, but for the sales department, I think still heavily weighted on commission, I guess.
But your base pay goes up like as you move
As
up.
you,
So
yeah,
instead
as
of
you
starting
move up.
out at 30, you'd start out at like 60. So then you do commission on top of that.
Yeah, so instead of like a 5% commission, when you move up to a senior, let's say you get a base pay now of 70,000, but instead of 5%, you get 10%.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be good or not, but
You're the salesman.
I don't know. I didn't do as hot in sales. That's why I haven't done it for a few years. So I guess we've agreed that depending on the department should depend on whether it's more commission based or less commission based. Would everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess which departments would you consider to be more based off of commission than not? So you mentioned like the receptionist shouldn't, let's just say a receptionist isn't as influenced. Should there still be like a cut that they get off of,
Sales.
let's just say the bottom line?
I think it would just be preference of the company. Like, I mean, I guess like to me, I'm like a receptionist just gets paid hourly, but like, I mean, who wouldn't want like a nice bonus to come if the company's doing well, like share the wealth,
Mm-hmm.
Like I would want to work there. Like, oh, you get this pay, and then hey, on top of that, if the company is doing great, like we'll give you extra. Like, heck yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah, if they're like known for that, like known for giving bonuses. I mean, a receptionist, it's just probably a minimum wage job for some college student. So their bonus doesn't have to be like 10 grand or 20 grand like the other people. It could just be like a few gift cards and the person would be stoked, So they could be kind of known for giving everyone bonuses, even if it's something small.
Sometimes.
So how do you determine which departments get, I guess, gift card bonuses and those that actually get cash bonuses? Does that make sense? I know
You by salary, like a salary cap. If you're getting paid under 20,000 a year, then you got to get a gift card, man, to like Home Depot or something. Outback Steakhouse.
Well, even like salary or hourly. Yeah. Like receptionists would be hourly. Like they don't need a huge bonus, like you were saying. Like just give them gift cards. But like someone that's been there for like a couple years that's on salary and stuff, like give them a percentage of what they earn.
Yeah, it could be like seniority, like how long they've been there and what their pay is.
I think type of work also goes into it too, because like a receptionist is not doing the same type of work as like someone who's doing major things that changes the company, So like, they're not in the actual main operations really. They're just there to kind of help with the day-to-day, but not really the actual like value that the company has, I guess. And so I feel like stuff that's more associated with helping the business grow and helping the business be better could be a factor too as to who gets what type of bonus, because then you can have those people feel more motivated to help so that they get bigger bonuses as the company does better.
What about like research and development? How is that, I guess, compensated?
That's what I was thinking about. Like an engineer or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. I mean, I think you could do it maybe on maybe you could break it down like farther from departments, like projects that they worked on or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it'd be like preference, the same thing. Like it's up to really whoever wants to. Like you could do it as the Department of Research and Development, or you could say like, well, you guys worked on this project and it was super successful. Like here's a little more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard because I wanna just look at the sales because they're the ones working for it, but there wouldn't be any product to sell if it wasn't for the engineers. Like they're all tied together.
I think you could do it like how engineers,
It's true.
what products do become successful, like what are the ones that the company actually ends up using, because they do research and development stuff, but that doesn't mean that they have products that turn out to be successful or they end up actually coming out with. And so I feel like the ones that they put valuable time in that actually ended up being a big product and a new feature or something, that they could get a bonus for that being successful.
I was just
Whoever worked on that.
sorry. I was just thinking about it. I was just like, you know what? Like, my brother is an engineer. He works at this company that makes, it's called Diamond Wire. They make wire that cuts the panes for solar panels. And like their research and development team, like if they're developing something, like they have no idea if it's going to be implemented in the future. Like they just kind of say, hey, go figure out a way to do this and we'll see like what works. And like, I mean, I don't know, if they make something and they go and the company says, oh, we're not going to use that anymore. Like we figured something else out. Like it would suck as an engineer to be like, well, I worked this whole time on it and you guys just trashed my whole program. Like, and so it's like, maybe you just do like the whole research and development and stuff just as like the department and just say like, here's your bonus or whatever. I don't know.
Would the bonus be as big as like a bonus for the sales team, or would the
Jeez.
engineers have? I would think the engineers would have a really, really big base pay compared to the salespeople, just based off of skills and.
Like your degree and stuff.
And education, yeah.
Yeah.
Should compensation always be based off of gift cards or cash, or what are some other forms of compensation?
Vacations.
Yeah.
Vacation, yeah.
What was that?
Vacations.
Vacations.
Yeah, like a cruise. That'd be fun.
Any other, I guess, forms?
Stock.
That's what I was thinking. Stock.
Say if you worked for a car company, you could do a car.
Get a brand new car.
Hey, good job. You get half a car. Like,
You
sorry.
get a bumper.
You should have worked harder. Like,
Get the other half next year.
yeah.
So we're almost done here. So I guess the last little bit, I guess, we have to agree on a compensation approach to suggest to Sam Verde for the Top Chem company. So I guess what summed up, what would we agree on to do as a team, I guess?
I thought it was like having a base pay, but then having the gain staying where people can earn more and have it based on company and also department, how they're doing.
Okay.
That's, yeah.
And each department varies based off of the amount of performance-based or base pay, assuming, right? Because that's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
sounds like it works.
Sounds good to me. Let's see here. Oh, now it says we can stop role playing and not have to worry about our Top Chem roles.
Oh, are we still role playing?
Thank goodness.
All right.
Again, just ask what is the best approach to compensation at Top Chem? Is the final.
Best approach.
I feel like that's pretty redundant.
Yeah, what we just said.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Okay, well, that sounds like we finished that. Then we're going to do the awkward questions at the end. What did you guys learn from the case?
That workers need to be compensated based on, I don't know. You should give people what they deserve and how hard they work. I don't know.
I think people should be compensated, but like in the end, they have to realize that not everyone's going to be happy with like the final solution. It's going to be hard, but you have to come up with something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say like when you're trying to change compensation from what they already have, you have to realize that it's going to take getting input from people from different areas and coming up with the best solution, but people are still not going to be happy no matter what because it's a different thing that they have to adjust to than before.
Yeah, I think I learned that something as simple as pay, think everyone would agree, just pay everyone what they're worth, but everyone has such different views on how pay should work. Some wanted it tied to the company, some wanted it separate, some wanted it tied but for different reasons, some wanted more base pay. I mean, they all had such different views on, and they're all managers on how the company should do its pay.
Yeah, I would go for it, Blake.
No. Keep going.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think it's interesting that each company kind of does, well, each, I guess, person would want their own, I guess, ideal form of compensation. And I'm sure many of you guys have worked for other companies that do compensation differently. I know I've worked for some that have been specifically just commission based. Some have been bonuses based off of performance that you do plus an hourly pay. And I think it really does just kind of come down to just the person in general on how, like, are they more motivated to do really well and get rewarded for it, or do they just kind of want the comfort of just something comfortable? You know, I think we see it in school too, where some people work really hard for A's and others just want their degree to get the heck out of there. You know, like there's different levels of motivation, and it's just on an individual basis.
Yeah.
So what was the overall quality of today's discussion from 0 to 10?
I'd give it a 10. It was
10.
wonderful.
And
Sweet.
Jake, you got the tens.
Other awkward questions. What did I do good as a leader that you guys liked?
I like.
moving the topic forward. Sorry, Blake.
No, it's okay. I said I liked how you brought your past experience into the discussion.
Oh.
Contributed very well. It was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I like how you weren't ashamed to tell us you sold pest control. It was
I
really
know,
The
right?
pyramid scheme.
I don't lift as much weights as those summer sales bros. So
Oh my gosh.
cool. What could I do better next time?
Maybe just give us a little more time to role play.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Give you guys a chance at acting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the CFO. I could have put a tie on and like not scared.
Let us get dressed up next time.
All right. Next time I'll do that. Which never probably, but you never know. Maybe we'll have another class all together where we have to role play. Cool. Well, that's the end of it. I'll just stop the broadcast.